Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly for those of you who are new, and I'm coming at you here with the same microphone. I actually got one from my husband who wasn't using his. I went to charge it and sadly it didn't work. So I'm hoping that this one still looks like it works, but we're going to try it out again and see. So hopefully the sound works. If I'm posting this video, then it's working well enough. So with this video, I'm actually sitting next to my next project. I actually got this from actually a friend of my mom's. I'm Facebook friends with her, and this is the second time that she has messaged me and asked if I wanted a free piece of furniture. And so she sent me a picture, and I said, yes, absolutely. I will absolutely love to do this. It's been a long time since I've actually done a furniture piece, except for like recently I did do a dresser. But this one was looked like it could be a fun one to do. So anyway, got it back or picked it up, brought it back, and realized sadly it's not solid wood. I had actually planned on doing the whole top solid wood, like staining it, like staining, and then painting the base. And I'm keeping the hardware and actually keeping it gold, but I am going to respray paint them. Right now they're kind of like a shiny brass tone. I have more of a muted matte finish gold, which I think will look a little bit nicer. So I was originally going to do green, but I think it's going to be navy blue, and I think that's going to look a lot better. So anyway, I got it for free, and so it'll be something to keep me busy, which will be nice, especially right now because, sadly, and I've already done this video once before, and the other microphone wasn't working, so I'm telling the story all over again. But basically, we lost our poor dog last Friday. It's been really, really hard. He was 13 and it was really, really sudden. Wasn't ready for it. So if you've seen any of my recent videos, you've seen him in them. He was only in a couple videos. I didn't have him in a lot. But anyway, it's really, really sad. So another thing I'm going to try and do this week is make a little grave marker. So I might include it in the video. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that was really sad. We think it was a heart attack. We're not sure. At first I thought he got into something. But looking back in hindsight at his like kind of what happened on the day of, I think it was a heart attack. So yeah, that was really hard. Spent a few days crying. I never thought I would be that upset over losing a pet. Like I've had pets before, but we've had this old boy for quite a while. He grew up with my kids, and he was my buddy. He followed me everywhere, and I knew his routine. We knew how to talk to each other. Like he knew what I meant when I said certain things, and certain growls or grunts or barks. Like I knew what he wanted. I knew if he was hungry or thirsty or wanted a cookie or wanted out. So we knew each other very well because I stayed home, so we were together all the time, and I really miss him. I had a really, really hard time. You get attached to these little buggers, and I never quite understood how much you could get attached to an animal until recently. So anyway, so that's been a thing. That's been some really sad news. But I'm trying to focus on the good memories. I'm trying to focus on the fact that he was a good dog. He had his moments. He wasn't perfect. He got into things. He got into the trash a few times, which is my fault because I set the trash bag outside. Forgot it was out there and he'd get into it. But he was a dog. I mean, what can you expect? But he was a sweet boy. And I don't know. I don't know. I hope this doesn't sound crazy, but I think because it helped me to process him being gone. Like I kind of gone through some of the habits, not every day, not everything. Like in the morning, I'd like go over to his crate and just kind of put my hand on the door, or I'd scoop his food. I wouldn't put it in the food bowl or anything, nothing crazy like that. But you know, I just, I don't know. It's just I've been doing this routine with him for so long, and suddenly I'm not doing it, and suddenly he's not there, and it's been really hard. It's been hard on my kids too. I talked to both of them about it. My son's really quiet. He's a very quiet boy, and not very sensitive. Like not like a when I say not sensitive, I mean like he's not prone to crying or anything like that. He's a very tough guy. But I actually had a real good heart to heart with him the other day in the car. We're getting shoes for him for back to school, and we had a good conversation. Like I was surprised how much. At first I thought maybe he wasn't sad or wasn't affected by it, but he shared some of his thoughts. So I thought that was sweet, and my daughter's had a hard time too with it. So anyway, I'll stop there because I don't want this whole thing to be sad. So, I mean, we had a lot of good memories with him. He was 13. We honestly all thought we had at least 2 more years with him, 2 to 4 years. We really thought we had more time. Like, I knew he was getting older, but he was like really energetic and a lot of energy. He hadn't slowed down. He gotten more stubborn. Like I would call him inside and he wouldn't listen. He was and he wasn't deaf. he could totally hear me. He was just being stubborn. Anyway, but I think he had a good run. I think he had a good life. So anyway, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead. I think the next shot, I'm just going to take you guys to Lowe's with me, and I'll go pick out a paint color, and we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so this is what I made. It is way overkill, and it's way too big. So what we're actually going to end up doing is just doing a rock for the grave marker for Fluffy. I just grabbed the wood I had on hand, and I didn't think much of it when I was throwing it together. I made the bottom pointing, excuse all the grass and the messy garage floor. But I thought this would be great, and in my head I was picturing it. But after I put it together, I realized how huge it is. I put Fluffy's name in pencil, and I was going to go back with my Dremel and just kind of etch in the letters and paint them. But the rest of my family thinks we should do a rock instead. So I think we're just going to do a big old rock on his gravesite. It's not as conspicuous, and it's fine. It works. I had this like in mind, but in my head it was a little bit smaller, but this thing is huge. It's like massive. I don't know what I was thinking. So my heart was in the right place. But this we'll give him a marker a little bit less ostentatious. And I thought I'd show you guys this real quick. Let me zoom in here a little bit. I had to run to the Dollar Tree today, and they have more Alice in Wonderland makeup stuff. Now, to be perfectly honest, I probably won't use the makeup. I have enough makeup and lip glosses, but I like the paper. And so what I want to do is use the paper and the pictures in my junk journal. So I thought what I'm going to do is I have my little razor blade over, sorry, a little fast, my razor blade over here, because if I pull this off, all this plastic that's covering the rabbit and the clock will all just rip off and it'll be a mess. So I'm hoping if I use a razor blade, I can get this off. Okay, I got them off successfully. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of, some of the plastic did kind of come off right under Alice's like neck and where her wrists are. But I was able to slice that off. But I got it all off. Like I had to go back with a razor blade and just kind of get some of those little edges off, like right along the edges of this one. And now I have the whole paper, which is really cool. I'm really happy that I have the whole thing. So that's kind of cool. Very happy with that. Really don't care about these. Really not sure what I'm going to do with them. I mean, I'll try them to see how they are, but I'm sure they're pretty cheapy and whatever. Okay, I finally made it to Lowe's. Sorry for the other clips in there. And I actually decided to not do navy blue. I actually decided to do mint green instead. So I think that, yeah, this was not the Valspar paint. So I did find a paint color that I liked. But then I remembered I wanted to do Valspar. It's a little bit cheaper than, I forget what this brand is. I love that retro mint. Really, really nice color. But then I realized, oh, not Valspar. So I went down to Valspar and looked through these. There were so many greens that were really pretty. So the first one I pulled out was the Whipped Pistachio, and I thought that was pretty close, but I thought it might be a little bit dark. Then I grabbed this color. It looked lighter in the lighting, and then as I pulled it down, I realized it was darker, but a gorgeous color. The Green Goddess was really nice. And I like to put them down on the white shelf because it helps me see the color more clearly. Against white, I feel like it stands out more. And then I did end up going with this color. I felt like it was the closest mint. So Luck Be a Lady was a color that I chose. And then I had to go and pick out the paint that I wanted. These Valspars were a little bit higher end, and I literally only had like 23 bucks on me. So let's go down, and I really prefer semi-gloss. I always go with the glossiest paint I can find, but I figured if I can't find that, then I will go ahead and do like a satin finish, which is what I ended up doing because with tax it came to like $23.30. So I go down here and check the semi-gloss, but it was just 23, but with tax it would have been a lot more. So I try to keep it within my budget. So that was the paint that I went with. Okay, I'm fast forwarding through these parts just because it takes so long to do each task, but I wanted to include them in the video. So I started out by sanding it down just so that it could receive the primer and the paint. Originally, when I was going to do the navy blue paint, I wasn't going to worry about the primer just because it's such a light color, and having the dark blue with it like a dark brown background, I figured would be perfectly fine. But since I decided to do the mint green, like, I know I have to do the primer, and no matter what, I definitely had to do that. So yeah, the sandpaper, absolutely just a mess. It's my last piece, and it was I need to buy more sandpaper. So yeah, so everything needed to be sanded anyway, but I figured, especially since I need to put the primer on here, let's go ahead and get it. And it just needs to be roughed up. It doesn't need to be, unless you have actual wood and you want it down to the bare wood to do a stain, you really don't need to sand everything off. The only time you ever need to do that is if you actually just want to stain some wood that already has old stain or old paint on it. Yeah, this took forever. Okay, so I have all the hardware set up. I have it kind of cleaned off, and gotta get some of the grass off of here. But anyway, I only have so much gold paint, so that's kind of why I did this wire setup, because I want to hold the handles up as much as possible. I could just spray them when they're down, and then later on when it dries, flip them up, but I'm not sure how much paint I have. So I figured as I'm painting this way, it'll kind of cover the bottom, and the underneath part of the handle really doesn't need to be painted. So I'm going to try and get from like every different angle, just so that I can get as much paint on as possible without wasting any. So we'll see how this goes. It's kind of an odd setup, but I think it's going to work. And then I punctured holes in the cardboard so that the knobs would fit in. And as you can see, they're more like a brushed look anyway. They look kind of worn down. But these, oh, gotta fly. But you can see some of these just have, like, where's a good example? Like, they got like splotches. Like that one has splotches. And I just want to clean them up a little bit. And also this, oh, let me get this one. This is the spray paint that I'm using. It's about a little less than halfway full, so I'm hoping that it'll be good. But look, it's more of like a brushed on look. I think it'll look a little bit better against the green. So we'll see how that goes. I'll spray paint it and then show you guys the finished product. I am really happy with this actually. And actually it did not use a whole lot of paint, which I'm really happy about. I don't know if you can see here really well, but those look so much better. I actually like this look more than the like faux gold tone. I don't know if you can really see how nice these look. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. And I actually have more paint left over. So I'm gonna let these dry, and I'll kind of look at them in different sunlight and whatever, and if there's any parts that I missed, I can easily go back over them, because I fortunately have enough paint. It did not take much at all to cover these, and I think it really worked really well. Let me move around here carefully so I don't get dizzy. Moving up the handles like this, and it still did get paint underneath, which is nice. Like this actually worked really well. It's a very simplistic, very primitive way to hold the handles up, but it actually worked. So really happy with that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let these dry, and now it's time to go prime the desk. Okay, and onto the priming. I did prime the back of the desk as well. I just didn't show that part because it's really not necessary. But the sides and the back, I just didn't show on film. But I showed like the basic parts, the front and the top, and I showed some of the drawers as well. But you basically get the idea. It's always a good idea to prime something before you paint it, especially if you're gonna paint it a light color. So I'm glad I did this. It meant more work, but it was worth it in the end, and I think it does protect the original desk surface. Get it in there, get the insides. I did show the insides here, apparently. It was a long day. I spent the entire day doing this, but it was really satisfying, and I had the whole garage open, the big door, the side door, so the breeze was coming in. It was so nice. And I don't show all the drawers getting primed, but you get the idea. They all got their coat of primer. Okay, here comes the fun part. Let's get this bad boy off. Look at the color. And put on a swatch. And then I'll go ahead and do the whole desk and do the fast forward thing, of course. But this is the fun part. I love it. That's a little bit more. I was trying to stay away from like lime green or bright green. This does look a little lime, but I think it'll dry okay. But anyway, the lighting in here is so-so. But I'm so happy with it. It's gonna look more minty when it's all done because you can kind of see it's a little bit later on the lid. All right, let's try this out on the top. All right. Can you guys see that? I'm hoping it looks more minty than lime green. It's a pretty green no matter what. I had such a hard time picking out colors, but I think this will work. Oh, that's well, it kind of has to because it's the color. Like, on my phone, I'm trying to move this around a little bit. I think it looks minty green. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't look like neon green or like neon yellow. That's why I put this paint swatch, the paper, against the white because I was really going for mint. I think this looks mint. Let me get the whole desk done. I'm kind of afraid it might look more like a lime green than a mint green, so that's kind of a risk you take when you're looking at paint papers. So anyway, let's go ahead and paint the whole thing, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and I thought I was recording when I got the top of this painted, and then I checked my phone, and I'm glad I checked it because it had not been recording, so sorry for not including that. But as you can see, the top is coated, and then I just did the front. I don't include the sides or the back or anything like that. I just wanted to give you a visual of just me getting the paint on. But I do show the drawers this time. Again, this took a while, but it wasn't too bad. I had to make sure I checked the sides because they were dripping. And I did have to reinforce the desk. It had a slight wobble, which again, I don't show that, but I did put some nails in it just to make sure it didn't have that wobble. But it's a lot better now, much better shape. Okay, I have the second coat on. Please excuse my messy garage. It's due for good cleaning. But anyway, so I got the second coat on, and it's okay. The color's showing up a little bit different on my phone screen. It's not as minty green as I would have hoped. It's okay. As it dries, it does get a little bit darker. I think once I get the drawers in and the gold stuff on it, the gold handles, I think it'll look a little bit better. It's not a bad green. It is a mint green. It reminds me a little bit closer to like a margarita green. It's nice, but it's not what I was going for, I don't think. But again, on my phone, it's coming up a little bit brighter than in person. What I am thinking of doing is, and I don't know if I'm feeling quite this ambitious, but I'm thinking of adding some gold to the drawer. So you can see some of the ridges here. I'm sure there's a more proper name for this. But I'm thinking of taking some gold paint that I have with a Q-tip, excuse me, and putting it right in here around each of the drawers. I think I can do that okay. I'm not sure how it's going to come up. Again, that will be every drawer, every rectangle. So that's quite a lot, like all of these. But I think it will make it look really good. I think it'll step it up a notch. So, and I also need to paint this. I need to get this paint off of, ooh, that was wet. I need to get the paint off of this. I'm not too worried about that. That'll scrape right off, but I need to paint that as well. I couldn't get this off to spray paint it, but the gold paint that I have is very similar to the spray paint, so I'm just gonna take a little paintbrush or toothpick and just kind of lightly paint that. So that will be finished. I know it looks messy right now. And again, this floor, I know, I'm sorry. It's really windy today and all the leaves are blowing in as well. It's a nice day for painting, but anyway. So the next bit is hopefully I'm going to try out maybe one drawer with the gold paint and see how that goes. If it looks good and it goes on smoothly, then I'll do the rest. If not, all I have to do is sand off that one section, repaint it, no harm, no foul. But I figured it'd be good. Also, I might put some gold down here. Let me zoom in. I might do like a little bit of gold like right here or something. Or maybe like in here, like there's like a little notch here. Maybe that notch. Ooh, it's coming up. Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's not a bad color. I'm stuck with it now. I'm not putting any more money into this desk. So anyway, the next shot will be, I will try to attempt the gold paint. And then if that doesn't work, then I'll just go ahead and put the hardware on it and put it together and call it good. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this little bottle here. I already got this in shot, so I know this is in shot, so I'm pretty sure you can see this. It's just from Hobby Lobby. It says liquid leaf. Sorry, I'm trying to yell because I don't have my microphone on, so I hope you can hear me. Let's go ahead and give this a try and see how it works. It's okay. This is actually still slightly wet. This is slightly wet. I probably should have waited. Let me see here. I have to go close to the edge here. It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. I'm gonna move this a little bit so I can see it because I had this on my tripod. There we go. I couldn't really see it. It's okay. It'll take a bit to do. If I take my time, it might be worth it. Wow, that's gonna be really time consuming though. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna finish this drawer, and as long as it goes well, I'll keep going. If it doesn't, then I'll just give it up. Okay, it's all done. You ready to see it? Sorry for the dirty garage. I apologize. It's still in the garage. Here we go. Ta-da! I'm really, really happy with this. Again, I know it's in the dirty garage, so it kind of takes away from the desk a little bit, but I'm really happy with this. The gold around the trim of the drawers isn't perfect, but I'm really happy with it. Like, I took my time, and I tried to go around and get it as straight as I could. The only issue is this drawer is really, like, it's stiff when you pull it out. But Josh and I worked on it a little bit. There we go. So it's better than it was. So I don't know why that one's a little on the stiff side, but that's okay. Yeah, this turned out really well. I scraped off some of the old paint, so I had to kind of touch up some of the green, but this looks really good. Like, this paint is different from this paint, but they match so well. Like, this is the spray paint, and then this is that little jar of paint. But I think they look really well. They match really well. So really happy with that. Oops, focus. There you go. So you can see if I get real close, you can see some imperfections. Like, it's not really straight or anything. Oh, door just closed behind me. It's a little windy, and this I went over just a little bit. It was really hard to be steady. But for the most part, the paint went really well. Like, it stayed on the... I actually just used a Q-tip, which actually worked really well. It was just kind of like using a marker. So really happy with that. I decided not to do... I was thinking of doing like gold like here or here, and I just decided it didn't need it. Plus, it took so much work to do the drawers, and I figured the front of the desk has enough gold on it. Like, it just didn't... I mean, I could have put it there. I think it would have looked good. And I even considered putting it on the top or on the edge, but again, I felt like that was too much. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I was afraid it wouldn't look really minty green. At first, it was really bright, and I thought, oh, it's going to look kind of like lime green, like margarita green, but it's fine. Like, again, the top is coming off brighter than what it actually is because of the lighting in my phone. It actually does look more mint in person. So as it dried, it did look pretty good. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. It turned out really, really well. Very excited. I did it all in one day. I sanded it, primed it, painted it, even did the gold, everything, all in one day. So I was actually really impressed that I could do that. Sorry, a lot of traffic going by. But anyway, really happy with that. I had to show you guys. And I have one more project I want to do before I end this video. It's something little and small, but I'll get into that then. Okay, so I'm in my bathroom and it's kind of messy in here, but I wanted to try and take these. These were those lip glosses that I showed you that I got from Dollar Tree. I cut off the end part, and what I'm hoping to do is pinch the bottoms, like melt them, and turn it into like a little charm. You see this kind of glary. The other one is a little bit more exciting. So I pinched the bottom, you can see little teacups and Alice in Wonderland. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to use my flat iron and some parchment paper. So I figured I would just do that here at the end of my video because I showed you the lip glosses earlier and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. So apologies, I've got glasses and no makeup, but I thought this would be fun to add to the video. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, and I have my flat iron on as hot as it will go. It's going to be backwards for you guys, but it does say 400. So it's piping hot. And I do have parchment paper because I don't want to flat iron. So we'll see how that goes. There. Okay, gonna see how that turned out. Kind of. I was expecting this to be more blown out. It looks like it got like crushed in the middle. Well, it kind of worked. Let me do it like this. I do think it sealed it. I was expecting it to look more like ballooned out. Kind of went flat. Did it seal it? I don't know how well it sealed it. And it's crooked. I don't know. I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna let that sit, and then I'm gonna try the next one. I forgot I had the microphone, so I'm gonna use that. Trying to talk slowly because it doesn't catch it sound very well. All right, this one. Over there. It's right in there. Right up to the top. I held it for 20 seconds. I think a little bit longer than the other one. Ow! It worked, but it's all like, oh, it's all melty. I gotta let it cool off. Oops. Sorry, it's all melty. I have to let it cool off because it's all like melted plastic. Ooh. It's all melted plastic, so didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Oh well. Okay, I wasn't quite. I know what I had in mind. This is not quite what I had in mind. I was hoping they would be more bubbled out, but they're like squeezed in the middle, if you know what I mean. But I mean, they're sealed. Technically, they are sealed. The pink one's a little bit better. I should have given the blue one a little bit more plastic to work with, but there's a lot more pattern on the blue one with all the teacups. I really wanted to get as much as that picture on there. So they're okay. I think what I'm going to try and do is puncture some holes in the top, put some rings, and see if I can hang them from a junk journal. But I'll do that in another video. Maybe I'll share that to you guys later. I'm going to go ahead and end this one. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.